City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is the Election Bureau. Hello and welcome to Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM.
Nyimpa enum oye 5 na sabe wonam da year bedu na.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes, we take you to Kaswa in the central region, where there is a disturbing story of a cholera outbreak in which 5 lives have been claimed, in addition to 2 other persons who died in Adan in the greater Accra region. Also coming up here on 97.3 CTFM on the Election Bureau.
Nyimpa enum oye 5 na sabe wonam da year bedu na wa show
the pre-election peace accord. We will be making an official proposal to the National Peace Council to expand the signatories to the peace pact to include other important stakeholders in our elections.
Opposition National Democratic Congress NDC refuses once again to sign the Peace Pact ahead of election 2024. We'll be hearing from the NDC on this decision. Also coming up on Eyewitness News, Ekia Donko's running mate likely to replace her on the ballot as the party announces a successor following her death. This and many other stories here on 97.3 CTFM, the Election Bureau. We also have business news coming up in the next 50 minutes, and Akosia has the headline.
Freight forwarders threatened to take action if Shippers Authority fails to address concerns about exploitative charges at the ports.
That's Akosia Ochre. My name is Umaru Sandamadu. You're welcome to Eyewitness News on 97.3 CTFM. And on Point Blank tonight, the Director of Communications of the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign, Dennis Miracles Abuaji, is our guest. That will be at 18:30 GMT or 6:30 PM. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations. In the Western region, we're on Premier 100.5 FM in Takrady, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady, Sky Power 93.5 FM in Takrady. In the Bono region, we're on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In Ashanti region, we are in Kumasi on Orange 107.9 FM. In the Eastern region, we are in Sna in Somanya on 90.1 FM. That's Right FM. In the World Bank of the NDC in the Volta region, we are on Holy 98.5 FM in Afplau in the Ketu South constituency. In the Northern region, we are in the capital of Dagbang, Yendi, Dasuma 99.1 FM. In Upper East, we are in Zuarungu on Word 88.3 FM. And in Upper West, we are on Bugli Radio 88.6 FM in Wa. Join the conversation 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. That's a WhatsApp number. On Twitter, now known as X, my message platform is hashtag Eyewitness News, hashtag the Election Bureau. My handle is at Umaru Sanda. You can also tweet at City973. Eyewitness News is effectively airborne. This is 97.3 CTFM Eyewitness News broadcasting from Accra, Ghana. My name is Umaru Sandamadu here with Akosia Ochi. Our first story tonight has to do with the National Democratic Congress, NDC. Akosia.
The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has urged the National Peace Council to broaden the list of signatories to the Peace Pact for the 2024 elections. While this call comes as part of the NDC's emphasis on securing a comprehensive commitment to peace, with Mr. Mahama noting the need to involve additional stakeholders in ensuring a smooth electoral process. While speaking at the launch of the National Peace Campaign organized by the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, John Mahama says extending the Peace Pact signatories would help commit various institutions to uphold peace before, during and after the elections.
In respect to the pre-election peace accord, we will be making an official proposal to the National Peace Council to expand the signatories to the Peace Pact to include other important stakeholders in our elections. We believe that this will bind other important institutions to play their role for a peaceful election. It is our hope that this will make the pact a more binding commitment to peace, and not just a ceremonial piece of paper without any meaning. We have lived in peace and coexisted as various religions in Ghana. This election has nothing to do with our religious persuasions. We're not looking for an imam to lead Friday congregational prayers. We're not looking for an apostle to lead Sunday church service. We're looking for the right expertise to lead our nation and make our nation better.
You heard that the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama.
This is 97.3 CTFM Eyewitness News is the program. And this is your election bureau. Let's go to the camp of the NDC now. Beatrice Annan is a deputy spokesperson of the John Mahama campaign. She's joined us on the line. Madam, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Hello, madam. Good evening. Can you hear me? Hello? Apologies, we do not have Beatrice Annan. We'll try and re-establish connection to her and understand if the NDC is against peace in principle by not signing the Peace Pact, or is asking for some boxes to be ticked before. And what boxes are those? Before then, let's hear from Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress in charge of operations, Mustafa Gbandi. He has been speaking on this Peace Pact issue as well.
We are committed to peace. That is why we are not up in arms. That is why we are not killing each other. That is why we are not fighting. It's an election we are going for. All the NDC have requested is for the people at the state level who are to ensure there is peace actually are seen bringing on board a stakeholder discussion, a broader discussion, defining a roadmap to a peaceful election. Institution of states such as the police, the Electoral Commission, the military, national security, all of these individual institutions play a role, frontal role, to ensure that they actually are referees to everything that is being done for peace to prevail. NDC is committed to peace. President Mahama is committed to peace. But as to whether we believe that the Peace Council's Peace Pact is something that have gotten to a standard involving all stakeholders is a different matter. We don't think that the Peace Council have done a good job. We don't think that they have helped this country, because people have died out of the 2024 election. They did nothing, and they are looking on.
So that is the voice of Mustafa Gbande. He's Deputy General Secretary of the NDC in charge of operations. This is 97.3 City FM Eyewitness News. As the Election Bureau. The line to Beatrice Annan of the NDC is a bit dodgy. We'll go to Hansen Ajiman. He's my colleague in the City Newsroom. But tonight, he's embedded in the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign team. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia spoke to the youth of Ghana last night, and he's already out there on the campaign trail. Hansen is following the team. Hansen, tell us where the Vice President is today and what he's been telling voters.
So the Vice President began a 15-day tour of the Ashanti region, making it 16 the number of regions he's visited since he began his constituency-specific tours. And today he's been to 3 constituencies, the Echuman-Ponia constituency, the Echuman-Wabieja South constituency, and he's now heading into the Echuman-Wabieja North constituency. So he's doing 3 constituencies today, and he'll follow it up with 3 tomorrow in that same order for 15 days until he's able to cover all 47 constituencies within the Ashanti region.
I see. Interesting one. So which constituencies is he starting with? Is it going to be one constituency per day, or is he going to spend a number of days in, because the constituencies in the Ashanti region are over 40? How is he going to handle them in 15 days?
So the itinerary, as we've seen, is that he's going to go to 3 constituencies in a day, but in some days we'll be visiting 4, because the entire tour is expected to last for 15 days. And so if you do the math, you have to do some 4 constituencies in about a day, 2 times to be able to cover all the constituencies. But indications that we've gotten from the campaign team and the protocol team is that he's going to cover all these constituencies in the Ashanti region.
Very well. So is he doing rallies? Is he doing door to door? How is he doing it?
So Dr. Bawumia's campaign is on a 3-level approach. The first is the stakeholder engagement, where when he goes to a particular community, he gathers all manner of persons within the constituency, i.e. chiefs, as well as other stakeholders, including businesses and party faithful, where he engages them and hears from them what their concerns are, and then he sells his message to them. The second level is for him to go into the various communities and then engage in what has been captioned as meet and greet. Here is just a 5 seconds per constituent, where he basically greets the person, introduces himself to the person, and tries to ask the person to vote for him in a very short, brief moment. Then the final moment, which is your typical political rally, where he would hold what he has christened the Bawumia Community Connect, which is largely attended by political party faithful within that constituency. And so it's on this 3-level approach that Dr. Bawumia has been running his campaign throughout the country, and it would not be any different in the Ashanti region.
I see. I notice, Hansen, you are moving now, which means that you are moving.
I'm trying to catch up with Kampine, the mayor of Kumasi, to have some few talks with him. Hello, sir. You like City FM 97.3? The Vice President MPP flag bearer began his tour of the Ashanti region today. So far, what have you seen, and how do you gauge the sort of reactions the campaign has received?
Yeah, so far so very good. We went to Bawumia first joint before coming to Akumangu South, and now we are at Atuma North. And the reception has been so great, the enthusiasm of the people, the feeling of the people, and even the speeches that they gave, the stakeholder engagement, the encouragement they gave to the Vice President. Those who commended him highly on what we're doing for the nation and the need to keep the legacy, make sure that what we built on is protected.
Have you been hearing people who say that the Ashanti region may not really come out for the NPP this year? That's what you do. What you see betray such comments.
Whoever says so is not from the Ashanti region. I've been a regional secretary for 12 years. I'm a grassroots person. I go down. I'm a mayor of Kumasi, and I deal with the people down there. And I know we're going to come out in that millions to vote MPP come this election.
One of your very own, Mahira Sipi, says, dear delegates, people are saying that don't be deceived by these numbers.
No, but when you find people wasting their time for their homes, coming running over, you don't tell me it's from full respect. I know it. I've been in politics since 92, and I know I read the eyes and the feelings of the people.
You're able to distinguish between
genuine organic support and the inorganic one. And I'm telling you, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to be the president of the Republic of Ghana come 2025, 7 January.
Is the campaign detracted in any way by such comments?
But you see, when you have certain comments, you need to take a look at it and work on it. That's it. And that's one thing about me. If I hear anybody say so, I just need to look at it. Why would the person say so? Then we work on it.
But they've garnered these comments on issues of development in the region. And then I'm
telling you, the development that Ashanti region has had under the Kufuor regime is far, 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 far better than almost all the governments since 1992. And I can assure you that if you want me to talk about development in the Ashanti region, when you talk about health infrastructure, apart from the legacy ones that we come to complete them, we have finished our own. Now, as I speak with you, we have about 5 of the government projects that will be commissioned next month.
Any of them we are aware of?
Oh, you can go to Robonso, you can go to Sedie, you can go to Tabronum, you can go to Swami, you can go to Oforikrom, and Agenda 111 out of the 16 that we have in the region. We're going to complete about 7 of them for commissioning this year.
Roads.
We travel, yes, we have
very bad roads.
How many of the bad roads are you talking about?
I mean,
it's all over the country, and it's a deficit that Ghana is supposed to work on. But if you are looking at the number of roads, the kilometers of roads that we built, both asphalted, bitumen surfacing, and regular gravel, you have more than 12,000 across the country.
And these things that people are appreciating because
of course, when you go to my village, we are happy that we have a third road that the people that are farming there can easily commute from Chichueri to Kumasi to stay their way.
Today is day 1. Any surprises? 14 days left.
This is the feeling of the people now. Are you going to see the momentum go up from tomorrow?
Thank you very much. So that's Sampani, the mayor of Kumasi, engaging us. He is absolutely confident that the NPP is going to get massive support here in the Ashanti region.
Thank you so much, Hansen Ajiman, our correspondent in the City Newsroom following Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign. This is the Election Bureau. We can listen to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the NPP flag bearer vice president. He's been talking about the plan to implement a flat tax rate if elected as president. It's part of a number of promises he made when he met the youth, or he spoke at the youth forum in Accra last night. Let's listen to him.
Having looked at all the different systems, I believe that a flat tax system is very, very good for Ghana. And so my government will implement a very simple, citizen and business friendly flat tax system. A flat tax of a percentage of income for individuals and businesses with appropriate exemption threshold set to protect the poor. With the new tax regime, your tax return will be very easy to complete. We will also simplify our complicated corporate tax system and the VAT regime. I want to focus on railway. Railways are going to be very transformational for this country. We have to link our resources with the ports and other areas. So I'm going to focus on two major rail lines, the Eastern Line going to the north and the Western Line through Kumasi, Obuasi and all of those areas to West Takrady. So we are going to focus on the rail. I am not John Mahama. He is a former president and a former vice president and president. I am a vice president who has never been president before, who is asking you for the opportunity to lead and show what I can do if offered the opportunity this December. You can trust me to protect the public purse and use it selflessly to serve you. To the young voters of Ghana, I will say to you, do not switch off. I ask you to get involved. December is about you. December is about who can deliver for you, for your future, whom you trust, who has the integrity, the vision, the energy, the competence, the sense of where the world is today and your place in it, who has the humility to serve you and the decency not to insult you.
That's Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is flag bearer of the NPP. We've been trying to reach Beatrice Annan. She speaks for the Mahama campaign. Unfortunately, it's been a very dodgy line. The former president and flag bearer of the NDC is in the OT region. Let's listen to some of the things he's been telling voters there. He's promising to establish 16 stadia across the country. Let's listen to him.
NDC policy. Yes, region be your friend region. It was a region no. It was sports stadium. Enti ye babesi sports stadium. It was T region ha. Yes, region be your friend region.
One of the policies of the NDC is to build stadiums in every region. So in OT region, we will build one for you. Every region will also have a regional police office, so we will also build one for you. You should know that the NDC is the only party that will bring developments in this region, so that it will be noticed as one of the best regions in the country. We will also implement policies such as the National Apprenticeship Program.
So that's former President Mahama. Hopefully we can speak to Beatrice Annan now. She is a deputy spokesperson of the Mahama campaign. Madam, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Hello, Madam Beatrice Annan. Yes, but it's a very, very terrible line. Which part of the OT region are you speaking to us from? Hello, Beatrice. Can you say that again? Terribly sorry. We are unable to continue with that conversation. That's Beatrice Anand. She's a deputy spokesperson of the Mahama campaign. Unfortunately, we are unable to hold a conversation with her. The line very tricky in the Oti region where the campaign trail is now. We can hear more from the former president. He's been speaking about his successor, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Adeba Kuntia, I was a Ghana for Tuma NDC. And it's a NDC bar. Obia, where we are Ghana for Sikabia. Obia, where we are Ghana for Japadibia. Yebedi Wechi.
The reason you must vote for the NDC is that we will go after all who have stolen from the public purse. Dr. Bawumia cannot hold them accountable. That was why he said he will not hand over power to me. But recently, I heard him say he will hand over power to whoever wins. It is just because he knows that the NPP is about to lose the election. He knows that JM is coming back to the Jubilee House.
Say nipa obedi nkunim or the akunya no be mano na minim say onaka say hu say wo ye ya JM obeba wo ye ya JM beba.
Former President John Mahama speaking in the Oti region. This is 97.3 CTFM Eyewitness News. This is the Election Bureau. We'll be back with more, including who replaces Ikuya Donko on the ballot paper for the Ghana Freedom Party.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
This is the Election Bureau 97.3 CTFM. There's a station. Eyewitness News is a program. Umaru Sandamadu is a name, and I'm here tonight with Akosia Oche. And bring some of your messages coming through. Neodigni Atukwekwe says peace is not one day. Our pockets and minds have not had peace for almost 8 years under this government. Peace Council should give us a break. Which public purse protection is Bawumia talking about? Is it that of his boss or what? Honorable Ayuba from Yagbong says, I totally agree with John Mahama's statement. This Peace Council was in this when the NDC and other political parties were deceived and eventually abandoned their vigilante groups. But the NPP were still training those groups. The Ayawaso West Bogon by-election is still fresh in our minds. In any case, we lost 8 lives in the last election. What is the end result of that case? Aziz Donla sends a message from Wine. He says, the call by the incoming president, His Excellency John Mahama, is in the right and perhaps the right direction because the peace process must include all stakeholders and parties for a peaceful, transparent and democratic transition come December 7th. Gusty Man in Brekum says, what does Mahama and his NDC, or what do Mahama and the NDC intend to achieve by refusing to sign the peace pact? This shows the violent nature of that political party, but they should remember that they have no upper hand over any unlikely violence. Prince Henry in Koforidua says there can't be peace without justice. Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia speak about the 8 Ghanaians who lost their lives in the 2020 elections. The NDC should not sign any peace contract. Does the Peace Council exist in the country, or are they watching Animal Kingdom? Akapo Jr. from Ahafo says the NDC, the decision of the NDC to sign the peace, not to sign the peace pact, is a clear indication that they are ready to do everything if it will cost lives and to win the impending elections. Okroyebua from Breman Benin says the economy is bouncing back and we are going to enjoy a better economy by the end of the year. All that we need to do is vote for Dr. Bawumia for continuity. Hussein Salifu in Kaswa Zongo says, have you seen the light in MPP? Or no, he said, we the Zongos have seen the light in MPP, therefore we won't fail for the lives of Mr. Mahama and his NDC. We are voting for our own, thus Dr. Bawumia, to take us to the promised land. Allah Yabakoa. Send your message to 0549 986 996. So if you look at the ballot paper, or at least how the ballot paper is going to look, number 3 on the ballot is Ikuadonko's Ghana Freedom Party. She picked that ballot and showed it to the camera. But as God has his way, he has called her back. And so Ikuadonko is now late. The party was given 10 days by the Electoral Commission to come up with a replacement. So the party, we are told, is settling on its running mate. Popularly known as Roman Father, to be the replacement, but that is yet to be announced by the party officially. Meanwhile, talking about the balloting, Akosia has a story for us.
Well, the head of the Political Science Department at the University of Ghana, Alidu Seidu, is urging the Electoral Commission to involve other stakeholders in the observance of the printing process of ballot papers. Well, this follows the EC's invite to journalists to witness the printing of ballot papers at 3 of the 6 designated printing facilities handling both presidential and parliamentary ballots for the December 7 election. While speaking to City News, Ali Duseidu indicated that other stakeholders must be allowed to observe the process to increase transparency and accountability.
I know this year there have been a lot of this year's election is a very critical one. There have been a lot of acquisition by some political parties that the EC has overprinted some ballot papers and they have been kept somewhere and all those things. So I believe one of the best ways that the EC can enhance transparency is to allow both journalists, political parties already have agents, so journalists and other election stakeholders to see it, to even film it and then show it on their TV news, so that every Ghanaian will know that this is what is being done, and all the parties have a representative there, and there's no way something untoward could happen, right? If I see it on TV and I also hear it on radio, then I am also assured that the EC is doing everything possible to make sure that things go in a very free, fair, and transparent manner. But I don't think it should just be journalists. It should be extended to other electoral stakeholders in the country so that it deepens that element of transparency.
You heard that from the Political Science Department head at the University of Ghana, Ali Duseidu.
This is 97.3 CTFM. Eyewitness News is a program. We are coming to you from Accra, Ghana. My name is Umaru Sandamad here at Akosia Ochri. We do have more for you on our website, citynewsroom.com and channel1news.com. This is the platform to follow for everything election 2024. Let's focus on other stories that we have been looking at here in our newsroom. And there's a very disturbing story about cholera outbreak. And the latest information is from the central region, Kaswa. To be specific, we are told 5 persons have died as a result. Earlier, 2 persons died in Adan. Dr. Franklin Bekwe is Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. Doc, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Hello, Doc. Doc, can you hear me? Apologies, we do not have Dr. Franklin Asidu Bekwe. We try and re-establish connection with him. He is the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. The story that we are getting there very disturbing. We can listen to the Dr. Patrick Kumar Bwaji, that's the Director General of the Ghana Health Service. He's been making some announcements on this issue.
We are ensuring that their surveillance is available. We are looking at people who have possible cases and test them as quickly as possible. We are also providing a lot of education to the community, to health workers, and even the patients who come in their families, so that we don't continue the spread. So far, like I said, there are tents here. There are treatment centers here where all cases are being seen. And since they started, we have been informed that the severity of the cases that are coming are reducing. And we hope that this will go on, and we are hoping that within the next few weeks or days, we should bring this under control.
So that's the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar Bwaji. Let's get more from Dr. Franklin Asidu Bekwe. He's Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. Doc, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much.
How troubling is this story? So, how long have we been receiving reports about a cholera outbreak in Kaswa? At least we've heard of the one in Adan. When did we start recording Kaswa?
Oh, the Kaswa, I think it's about 3 days. The Kaswa's issue is just started. I think that is what took everybody by, I would say, surprise. Because all along, we were looking at the cases in Ada East. So, just, I think, somewhere, this Saturday or something, that they had their confirmed case. Before they realized eyes are coming down with severe conditions, and then were bad outcomes. I think that what has changed now is that now there's a lot of communication going on. First, people were not sure that if it was being cholera, it was free. So they were reporting quite late, and they tried to manage it on their own. And that's one of the reasons why we lost a number of the cases. Now, because the awareness is very high, we have a lot of cases there, but they are not as severe as they used to be in the first 2 days.
And let me say that the regional minister and the DCs, I mean, yes, we met all of them, very, very helpful. And they are doing all that is possible to bring the coalition under control. So I think that it's also unfortunate that was sudden occurrence that led to poor outcomes. But since I would say Saturday to now, the situation has actually changed. But maybe if I should tell you something, that Ada East has actually seen a dramatic improvement. I mean, like today, they had only 5 cases of admission. In total, only 8 people reported. And these are very mild conditions. So now that is clear, that is an outbreak, and it's free, we know that it's going to help us, people reporting early, and very little will have severe conditions.
Doc, help with education. I would have assumed or presumed that cholera outbreak would be in the rainy season when it's raining and water bodies and all of those things because of the nature of the spread of cholera. Why are we recording this now?
You see, you need to look at the introduction of the bacteria into your environment. So if you have a locality that has poor access to water, then the sanitary conditions are not good, and then the hand hygiene is not good. Then it's very ripe for you to get cholera. I keep on saying that 200 years ago, London used to have cholera, but now you don't hear of it because they have potable water, they have sanitary conditions, and the hand hygiene is good. So if you have a condition whereby the water sources are not very good, they have the bacteria being introduced, and people are shaking, and people are not washing their hands properly, you are bound to have it. So what is most important is that now you need to make sure that people have water, and which is potable water. You need to make sure that we kind of stop this open defecation, and then put the idea that people need to wash their hands with soap and running water, because about what you put into your mouth, that will get you to get cholera. And one thing I need to state is that cholera does not respect any person. So far as you are getting food into your mouth, which is not hot, so far as you are getting water into your mouth, which is not potable, and in the end, you are not also maintaining hand hygiene, you can be a victim to cholera.
So could it be that there isn't enough water for hand washing, or could it be that they went to eat food at a certain location where there was this problem? Were these 5 persons in the same area? What could be the explanation for this?
So what is happening is that, okay, let's say somebody, we have not going to establish a source, but let's say somebody from Ada East, it's infected. He travels from Ada East to, let's say, Aswa. I'm sure he's talking about 2 hours. He gets there, and unfortunately, he gets diarrhea. Because I realized he's not able to clean himself properly, and which is a relative. So relative who supports him. He gets the self soiled up. And then most people to Ghana, we are not very good at hand washing with soap and running water. We wash our hands, but not with soap. So you are somehow going to get your hands dirty, and then you're going to put something in your mouth as you eat. Clearly, that could be the basis for the exposure to the infection. One thing we are here is that.
Hello, Doc. Apologies, we lost Dr. Franklin Esidu Bekwe there. He's Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 CTFM. We are coming to you from Accra, Ghana. Up next, we'll be bringing you the latest in the world of business, and then there would also be Point Blank. On Point Blank tonight, my guest is Dennis Miracle Abuaji. He's Director of Communication of the Bawumia campaign. But before then, the management of CTFM and Channel 1 Television has handed over a market, washing facilities for both males and females, and a mechanized borehole water system to displace victims of New Bakba in the Central Town District of the Volta region. Hundreds of persons who were victims of the Akosombo Dam spillage carried out by the Volta River Authority a year ago are still struggling to put their lives back together. Representing the Managing Director of Channel 1 TV and CTFM, Samuel Atemensa, the Administrator of the company, Matthew Aidan, expressed gratitude to the donors for their support, which led to the construction. He also encouraged the affected victims to remain steadfast in their efforts to recover.
The market is 700,000. The toilet facility is 550,000. The borehole and the pump that is fitted on it is 49,500 Ghana. And we put all together, we are coming to 299,500. Just short of 500, and we are going to get 1,300,000 Ghana. That is what we see over here. These are contracted speakers. These are the contract prices. In fact, we awarded them on contracts, and that is why we find them like this. And before we go to cut the tape, I just want to express my appreciation again for even this environment you have created.
So that's Matthew Aidan. He is the administrative manager of CTFM and Channel 1 Television. We can now listen to the district chief executive for Central Tong, Thomas Zonyra Mori, who was overjoyed and remarked that the market was well constructed and would serve as a revenue source for the assembly.
I want to use this medium to inform government that my people did not only lose their livelihood, my people did not only lose their building, my people lost a lot of things. People's nets in the river on that day were all swept away. People lost their ornaments, people lost their physical cash, people lost a lot of things. So as we speak, my people still find it difficult to access health care because they don't have money. As we speak, a lot of our boys who have qualified to enter various institutions are still in the house because the parents have lost everything. But it appears the government is only interested in building and is not talking about anything. Let me take you back a little bit. We the Tongs have suffered in the construction of the Akosomboda. We have lost our livelihood. Formerly, our women on their own because they were harvesting oyster. The men are fishermen. But as we speak, because of aquatic weeds on the river, they cannot go fishing again because the fish are hidden under the aquatic weeds. So they cannot do it. If you want to follow them, you will lose your life.
So apologies, that's rather the Member of Parliament for Central Tong in the Volta region. That's the Honorable Gabi Hotoje. I earlier inadvertently said he was a voice of Thomas Zonyra, the DCE. It's rather the Member of Parliament. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 CTFM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Africa is growing. Africa is connecting through trade, business.
information, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Akosia Orchard. The details now. The Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders and other concerned stakeholders have decided to adopt a wait-and-see approach regarding the Ghana Shippers Authority's efforts to address their concerns about exploitative charges at the ports. All their comments come in the wake of President Akufo-Addo's recent assent to the Ghana Shippers Authority Act and the Institute's response to various shipping lines in Tema following a protest on September 24, 2024. Or during a press conference in Tema on Monday, a past president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Edward Appiah, indicated that he will take further action if the Shippers Authority fails to resolve operational issues at the ports.
Laws were not punchy enough. Now, everything that they want to reflect a punchy law has been given to them. I mean, if you monitored the news, you would have realized that we even had some inhibitions with the law. So we petitioned the president, but in the good judgment of the president, everything is perfect with the law. So he has assented. We have received letters to that effect. He has assented to the law. So what Shippers Authority asked for in law is been given to them. So now that these things have been, whatever the mandates, the appropriate mandates have been given to them, we expect to see them working. And we will monitor to see the extent of the usage of their mandate and how it reflects on the history, the historical agony, our historical agony with the operations of the shipping line. So just give us some little time. We will see what the Shipping Authority comes.
That was a past president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, Edward Appiah. Now, away from that, MTN Ghana's third quarter financials review a significant 6.1 billion cedis in direct and indirect taxes paid to the Ghanaian government for the 9th month period ending September 30, 2024. Well, this marks a 49.5% increase in tax contributions year on year, underscoring the company's growing fiscal role in Ghana. There's more in this report filed by Emmanuel Opong.
Despite economic challenges, MTN Ghana reported a robust 32% year-on-year growth in service revenue, reaching 12.7 billion Ghana cedis, driven by strong performances in data and mobile money services. The company's earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization also saw a substantial rise of 32.2%, totaling 7.2 billion Ghana cedis, with an improved margin of 56%. Profit after tax grew by 35.5%, reaching 3.8 billion Ghana cedis. According to the report, MTN's data revenue saw a notable increase of 53.4%, largely due to a 17.3% expansion in active data subscribers, while Momo services surged by 50.8%, reflecting the company's successful push in fintech solutions. The company also invested heavily in network expansion with a capital expenditure of 3.7 billion Ghana cedis to improve service delivery amid a challenging economic backdrop characterized by high inflation and currency depreciation. MTN Ghana's sustained growth and tax contributions underpins its resilience and commitment to contributing to Ghana's economy.
That was a report filed by City Business News' Emmanuel Opong. Now, the Director of Research at the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, Dr. John Kwache, is raising concerns about the performance of the local currency, stating that it has lost about 75% of its value from 2016 to 2024. The Ghana cedi is currently trading at 17 Ghana cedis to a dollar on the forex market, representing a year-to-date depreciation of 24.3%. Speaking to City Business News, Dr. John Kwache called on the BOG to implement the right reforms to permanently stabilize the exchange rate as the festive season approaches.
Ghanaians don't own much of this economy. The economy is in foreign hands. So at the end of financial year, they repatriate dollars out of this country. Now, Bank of Ghana can negotiate with them to lodge the CDs with them, and they pay some interest on it so that they can transfer their dividends and profits bit by bit so that it doesn't put so much pressure on the cedi. And therefore, the import, and that is where we need to do a lot more work to increase our exports, to diversify our exports, to add value to the things that we export. We increase the foreign exchange proceeds from the export. So the supply of foreign exchange to the country will also increase. Bank of Ghana must also enforce these regulations and other requirements. Because the way we are going, the cedi is being extinguished. If I tell you that from 2016 to date, we have lost about 75% of the value of the cedi. So it means that from 2016 to date, only 25% of the cedi value is remaining. And if we continue like that, it will get to a time when the cedi will completely disappear in terms of its value.
That was Director of Research at the Institute of Economic Affairs, Dr. John Kwachi. Now, stakeholders within the forestry sector are expressing concern over the increasing rate of timber trafficking by illegal operators, which is threatening the sustainability of the sector and the country's ability to protect its forest ecosystems. While the stakeholders blamed the lack of measures by the Forestry Commission to regulate the domestic forestry sector, which has led to an estimated annual revenue loss of $200 million. Or the Chief Executive Officer of the Forest Industries Association, Dr. Kwame Asamoah-Adam, spoke to City Business News.
The activities of these illegal operators are being done in a violent way. They are armed and they are evading other people's concessions to the point that registered timber companies have to resort to using private security to guard their concessions from the activities of these illegal operators. It has become also a social problem because the communities where these things are happening appear to support them, and therefore it's very difficult even for the Forestry Commission officers to apprehend and prosecute. Even to the extent that when they are apprehended and sent to court, the judgment delayed or sometimes never, they are never prosecuted, and therefore their arms are strengthened and they can go ahead and do whatever they want. So the Forestry Commission has more or less become incapacitated in ensuring that the right things are being done.
That was voice of Dr. Kwame Asamoah-Adam, Chief Executive Officer for the Forest Industries Association of Ghana. Now, international real estate company Val Real Estate has outdoored an ultra-modern artificial intelligence housing project in Ghana called Villanova. Well, designed with inspiration from Spanish heritage, Villanova blends style with modern luxury, offering 3 to 4 bedroom villas starting at 10 million cedis. Well, speaking after the launch of Villanova, the sales manager for Val Industries, a real estate industry, Nazir Halabi Ama, underscored the significance of the project in providing luxurious accommodation for Ghanaians.
Villanova is a rare and exclusive community with 64 villas, 3 and 4 bedrooms, right in the heart of Accra, between 37 Hospital and the Jubilee House. It has an amazing heart, and it's Ghana's first fully incorporated AI homes at the villas, with a heart over an acre of features and amenities, all for the residents to enjoy and make good memories. Smart homes have come up in Accra and popped up in some developers and developments. An AI home is where it takes the smartness of the home onto another level. So with sustainability and climate control, the AI can understand the way your pattern is and save you money with your electricity by just turning off appliances when you don't use them.
Nazir Halabi Ama is a sales manager for Val Real Industries. Meanwhile, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Titus Glover noted that the project aligns with the government's vision to ensuring that every citizen has access to a safe, comfortable and affordable place to live.
Undoubtedly, these townhouse projects, Val Real Estate, represent the kind of impactful collaboration that aligns with our vision, helping to ensure that every citizen have access to a safe, comfortable and affordable place to live. Together, we are making progress towards creating sustainable communities across our country. Affordable housing is not just a necessity, but a fundamental human right and a cornerstone to sustainable development. This initiative aligns closely with the Sustainable Development Goal 11, which aims to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable.
That was the Greater Accra Regional Minister Titus Glover, and that's how we wrap up the Monday edition of the City Business News and Eyewitness News. My name is Akwesi Archie. Do stay with us. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
.3 CTFM. This is Eyewitness News. This particular segment is Point Blank, brought to you by Kivo Pepe Mokosho. This is the Election Bureau. My name is Umaru Sandama. Tonight on Point Blank, we are on the campaign trail. My guest is Director of Communications for the Dr. Bawumia campaign, Dennis Miracles Abwaji. You're welcome to Point Blank.
Umaru Cowboy Sanda.
Thank you. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Former DCE, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Are you still doing the local government thing?
Yeah. I'm the executive secretary for the Interministerial Coordinating Committee.
Are they talking to each other?
And I am the presidential staffer responsible for local government.
No, you're a big man. Are the local government agencies talking to each other?
Local government is one of the most watertight space you can find.
So the decentralization agenda is going on?
Yeah, but we are not there. I think we still have a lot of work to go.
Something because, Professor Hoy started for us since early
1992, 88. It's not easy. You know the way.
But we say we want to give power to the people. So why are we not?
I think one of the difficulties, the human factor is really playing a role in this whole decentralization business. So you have an MC who at the time he was MC advocating decentralized, give it, then he becomes minister, then he doesn't want to.
He wants to control the power at the
because we are
level.
trying to send political power, we are trying to send admin power, we are trying to send fiscal, which is the money. People are happy to send the admin. The political sometimes small. But the money fiscal there now, nobody wants to send it.
So as our structure currently is the District Assembly Common Fund, that's the only national source of income for assemblies, correct?
I mean, yes, but that should be the only actually. I mean,
but it's not plenty.
Actual decentralization, what we need to do really is to seed some of the revenue we collect from the district to the national kitty to the district themselves.
Okay.
You know, elsewhere in the world, when you go to a certain county, whatever you spend within the county, a small percentage stays there. And that's where we need to begin to look at. So that it makes counties begin to hold themselves accountable and responsible for even the people they are attracting into the area. So you go to, let's say, London County, and you spend 4 days there. Remember, you are putting pressure on their utilities. You are putting pressure on their infrastructure. You are impacting their sanitation and everything. So you go and buy Aliwa, and Aliwa costs 10 cedis. Maybe central government takes their VAT, but there's some small 1 peswa that stays at the county level, and then it helps them to generate even more. Because relying solely on central government, this common fund, and it's not entirely.
So at the heart of all of this is revenue generation. Let's segue that into Dr. Bawumia's digitalization agenda. The former president makes the point that he has run away from the economy and doing digitalization. It's something that lots of NDC people have been saying. I asked him that question the last time we had a media encounter. How is the digitalization agenda going to help with the decentralization agenda?
Digitalization is economy. It's important that we put that on record. I mean, even the NDC, they are aware. The former president knows. You know, what's economy? What's economy? Digitalization is economy. The fact that you can call me today on Zoom and we can still hold this program and seamlessly still have this conversation doesn't mean that if I'm not in this studio, the point blank didn't happen. So if somebody says that because Miracles didn't come to the studio, there was no point blank, that's a problem. Because Miracles could still join point blank on Zoom, probably even make it more efficient and effective. So that whilst he's at it, he's doing something else. You know, so digitalization is economy. It's important. 2024, you cannot be discussing digitalization and say it's not economy. The economy we discuss in 2024, the fourth industrial revolution economy that we talk of, is digitalization. That is what it is. Everybody is moving towards that space. That's why when you go to the first world countries where we want to be like them, the Amazons are the ones now driving the space. You know, everything you are seeing happening around the world now is moving towards. We cannot continue to live in the Gorgesburg, space. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been talking economy. 99% of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's manifesto is the economy. 99%. The manifesto speaks of business environment, how he's going to help expand the rebounding economy, how he's going to help improve living conditions in terms of reducing cost of living, how he's going to ensure that young girls and young women have access to the needed credit to do their small businesses, and at the same time have access to education in an equitable manner. And this is all economy. Everything we discuss in this space is economy.
But the big issue
I am beginning to realize that rather what the former president wants to say is that economic indicators. Maybe he's misunderstanding and misapplying and miscommunicating. If you say let's talk about the economic indicators, I think that is the conversation.
Let's talk about.
But you are wrong when you say that talk about the economy. The person puts taxi drivers in Ghana in a room and said that listen, Uber Yango is knocking all of you out of business, but we need you to be productive. So how do we fix it? Let's get a local app so that taxi drivers can also have their app and get them to be more productive, increase their revenue so they can contribute. That is economy.
I guess what people say when they say you run away from the economy is to remind you that you have said when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would expose you. The exchange rate is not looking good.
Every single time Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has spoken since November 4th he was elected, he has always reiterated this.
November 4th? Today is
November, 2023.
That's what I'm saying. So today is his anniversary. Today is November 4th.
Oh, yes. So a year ago by this time,
you should be doing a party.
Yes, we're moving towards the Accra Stadium.
You should be doing a party.
So really, every time he's always insisted that statement he made then is still true and still remains true. and it hasn't changed.
So it has flawed him himself.
But the statement was not meant to flaw anybody.
It was meant to flaw John Mahama.
No, it was meant to make a statement of facts about the structure of our economy.
Under John Mahama.
No. That he never said that. He said that
it was a lecture.
He said that He said that. You see, we continuously think that when somebody raises a point, then it is against you. He made a point about Ghana's economy.
Yes, under
Mahama. He said our economy since independence.
I was at Central
He said we have been running the Georgesburg economy. How is that a Mahama economy?
I was at Miocho when he made the statement. It was in apparent reference to
I am telling you that
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's point has always been the fact that we are running a Georgesburg economy, an economy that is import dependent, an economy that lacks the fundamentals would ensure that we have the industries that are building and manufacturing the things that we use in this country, so that we would have a very strong currency. That principle is purely an economic principle.
So that his popular statement was not targeted at John Mahama.
I am saying that it's targeted against our economy.
Not John Mahama.
If you were president then, you are responsible to fix it.
So I'm saying that if you're saying now that it was targeted at the economy and not necessarily Mahama, then that would be like a cop-out. It means that because it has affected you now, you are conveniently
but has he run away from it? He has accepted that yes, even today, the fundamentals of our economy is not entirely fixed. That is true.
And he should be responsible for
He is
that.
responsible for it. And that is why he's asking
So why
that,
should he be given another money?
why not? Because between him and all the others on the ballot paper, he has a scorecard that looks better than the others.
If you use the refrain of if your economy is weak, your fundamentals expose you. It was what we used to remove John Mahama in 2016 because at the time the fundamentals were bad.
Awesome.
Now the fundamentals are horrible.
No, they are not. So I'll give you what. So the fundamentals are that, for example, have an industrial base that will reduce your import dependency. Under John Mahama, he and his political party sold 300 of state-owned factories, which were supposed to be the base of our industrial drive. Under this government, we have at least 320, 169 of them that are operational. I have 2 in my constituency that are operational. That is a scorecard, evidence enough to show that.
Are you talking about the one district?
Of course.
But why do you have 2 in your district when it's supposed to be 1 per district?
Because it's the one district, 1 factory doesn't mean that everybody should have one. Even if you can have 10, you shouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
So you have 2.
Where? Some districts have even 4.
So where?
I have the shoe fabric at the Kropon, and then I have Akro Farms in the Apasari.
Continue.
You understand? So the point is that between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and John Mahama, the 2 persons and the 2 governments, we have evidence of a government that deliberately have put in place mechanisms and structures to ensure that we rebuild these fundamentals that are weak, to ensure that we'll be able to fix this permanently. He doesn't have.
But we have evidence that when Mahama was leaving, the exchange rate was less than 4 cedis. Today is 16 cedis. That is evidence.
It is because the fundamentals are still weak, because we are not done fixing it.
Now
when Mahama and his government took over this country, dollar to cedi was about 90% or 1 cedi.
No, it was way more than 1 cedi.
No, it wasn't.
Kufuor did exchange rate in 2007. 1 cedi was $1.
That's what I'm saying. That so 1 cedi.
No, so it was below 1 cedi.
How much was it?
I don't remember.
Exactly. So why are you debating something you don't remember?
No, my point is that.
How are you debating something you don't remember?
I will check.
Exactly.
So
check.
Let me.
So the fact is that under his government, cedi did not appreciate against the dollar. It depreciated, which establishes the fact that the fundamentals were weak. Under this government, cedi has not appreciated. It has depreciated, Umaru, which reinforces the fact that indeed the fundamentals are weak. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has always insisted that the fundamentals are not entirely fixed yet. The fundamentals includes fixing our industrial base. It includes formalizing our economy to ensure that we don't go to budget to parliament and go and pass a budget blindly. Budget is revenue and expenditure. Here we are as a country. We can't even identify our people. We don't even know what Umaru Sanda is doing today. In fact, we don't even know that he exists. You understand? And yet we go blindly, plan for health, plan for education, plan for roads, plan for agriculture without any proper database.
I have checked.
Today,
what's it 20%?
Okay, and it went all the way to about how much? 4 cedis. So
less than 4 cedis.
Exactly. So the cedi did not appreciate, it depreciated. So the fundamentals were weak, and it is still weak.
And that's why we removed them by 1 million votes.
And that is why you need to
because we thought you had the master key to come in. You said you would. In fact, you said you would lock the dollar and throw the key, give it to the IGP. So was that policy?
So when you no, it's not.
Because you haven't done that.
Because
CDI checkman.
Can I continue?
Yes, please continue.
Because you need to fix the fundamentals gradually.
It's taking forever.
It is not. 8 years is not forever. When you have a country whose industrial base from independence was destroyed between 1988 and 2000, you can't do it in 8 years. You cannot. And that is why when you are going to make a choice between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Mahama, you don't just go and vote and say you have 8 years to go. You go and vote and say you were president. What was your record in fixing these fundamentals? And what is the record of this government in fixing the fundamentals? This government, if not for anything today, Umaru, we all attest to the fact that we are almost there when it comes to formalizing this economy. We are almost there, and that is fact. Again, this government has evidence to show that deliberately we have put in place systems and structures to ensure that we stimulate private sector to rebuild the industrial base. We have 11 automobile companies coming into this country. That is a big deal. You don't get automobiles companies peaking in 4 years. They need time to be able to peak. Then you begin to feel the impact. Now, why do you want to truncate a government that is showing working in fixing the fundamentals and go and pick a government that came to office, didn't do any better, and has no record of anything towards building the fundamentals?
That government did not borrow us into a hole.
He borrowed from 7 billion to 129 billion. He didn't give us. He didn't leave us with any surplus.
No
anyway.
problem. You moved on from 129 billion to where?
And we moved education spend.
No problem.
No, we moved
you said
to 600 billion, about 600 billion.
Hold it. So they moved from what to what?
7 billion to 129 billion.
And you have moved from
129 to 600 billion. And guess what?
No.
And guess what? And guess what? And guess what? We have been able to keep 5.7 million children in secondary education. We have been able to build 12,000 kilometers of roads. We have been able to restore allowances that he cancelled. We have been able to employ 4 batches of teachers that he left at home. We have been able to pay teachers and doctors and nurses who work for 12 months. Under his government, after moving us from 7 billion to 129 billion, this is what he did. He left us in darkness for 4 years. He refused to pay teachers and nurses who work for 12 months, and he paid them for 3 months. Teachers and nurses who graduated in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016 were left at home without employment. He, under his government, cancelled the social safety net of poor children who needed this to be able to access college education. 100,000 of Ghanaian children were left at home every year. And so you see, it's not just about how much you borrowed. It's about what you have done with the borrowing.
Let me tell you what else he has done, John Mahama. He left behind a hospital in which your Minister for Health went to sleep during COVID-19.
Okay.
He became the savior of your pandemic.
Let me tell you.
He built for you medical center where you use as a referral center.
Let me tell you.
He built you an airport that you are celebrating today.
Let me tell you what we have done.
Built you the one at Circle,
perfect.
Dubai.
Let me tell you. Awesome. We have built 47 hospitals. 47.
Are you sure? You said you are going to give us 111?
No, I'm telling you. Wait, 47 outside the 111. And don't forget, even the Agenda 111.
Mention one because
I can
still sleeping.
But is that the only hospital in this country?
That's the one that is ready.
Go to Okre district. They didn't have a hospital. Today they have a district hospital.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You understand? They are for a hospital. Go to the Formina Bekwai. The 6 hospitals that Kofo started and left for them in 8 years, they couldn't finish. We have come to finish. We have built 47 from scratch. Hold on.
More beneficial to us.
But the evidence is there. The evidence is there.
But the number is huge.
You borrowed from 6 billion to 7 billion to 129 billion, and you are spending 6 billion a year on education. We have borrowed from 129 to 600. We spend 18 billion a year in education. We are not the same. We are investing in the people. You built 4,000 kilometers of roads. We have built 12,000 kilometers of roads. That calculate the percentage in borrowing. Then you understand the difference.
What I don't get is why are you feeling proud about borrowing? Should you not be shy that you go to borrow and you come and eat kinky and do a party? The fact that you have outborrowed your previous your
do you know the countries who owe the most in this world? The first world countries.
You told us that borrowing was bad.
Do you know the countries who owe the most?
They didn't tell us that borrowing was bad.
If you borrow and chew, like you borrow and use it to buy meat and kebab, then you are causing problems. But if you are borrowing and investing in the people like we are doing, then you are borrowing right. Now, Daco Farms, it collapsed. Today, the KFC you ate this afternoon.
I didn't eat KFC this afternoon.
Well, the KFC you ate in the course of this week.
Please,
it's as a result.
It's it on the road.
It is as a result of the investment that this government has made into Daco Farms.
How?
And that is why, yes.
Like KFC, they buy their chickens
from
Daco Farms.
Yes, okay. They used to import a lot of it.
Now they stop.
Yes. Casa Preco had a company at Coca-Cola Spintex. Okay. Today, this government has invested in Casa Preco, supported Casa Preco, and they have another plant in Kumasi, employing more people. This government has built 12,000 kilometers of road. No government. in the Fourth Republic has built this much road in 8 years.
But then it's also no government in our republic has seen pensioners go and demonstrate, including a chief justice that you appointed yourself, going to demonstrate to say, give us our money. And you are
no government in the Fourth Republic experienced a pandemic like we did in COVID. The last time the world experienced COVID was in 1918, 1920, the Spanish flu, 120 years ago. So the difference is clear. So the challenges are there. The difficulties are there. The enormity of the challenges and difficulties are as a result of the times that we find ourselves in. But there is one thing that this government has done. This government has stood in and stood up high, chest out, without saying, I'm tired. Do whatever you want to do to me. I'm a dead goat. I'm not afraid of knives. This government has said, listen, there are difficulties, there are challenges. But we believe that when we stick together and work together, we'll be able to get ourselves out of it. That is why, for the first time in the history of Fourth Republic, as you can recall, the same government had a very torrid time with the economy in 2022. Okay, dollar moved from 6 cedis, 5 cedis all the way to 17 somewhere in November 2022. Inflation went all the way to 54%, but the same government has brought it down from 54 to just about 20%. It's never happened.
But why should we celebrate you for fixing the mess you created?
No, the mess was not created by this government. It is a complete dishonesty on the part of people like you.
You said to us that you know how to bring the economy back.
When the economy
is limping,
we are bringing it back, and that is why it went to 50.
It's taking forever.
54 to 20 is not taking forever. 54% to 20. John Mahama, that you are saying that is an alternative. He doesn't have a single record of bringing inflation down even by 0.5%. He took inflation from about 8.6% and took us to 15.4%. Now, between the government, that has evidence of moving inflation from 15.4% to 8% in their first term. And then has evidence of the inflation going so bad to about 54% and still bringing it down against a government that has not a single evidence of bringing inflation down by even 1%. Which government would you go for? A government that is able to survive difficulties and challenges and work with you to improve is always that government that you stand for, and not the one that has no record of doing anything about it.
The free SHS you are touting is having its own challenges, a number of them actually. Food supply, infrastructure and all of that. The nursing allowance you talk about, they have not been paid, they have not been posted. How is that something you should be celebrating?
Free SHS challenges are not as a result of the fact that government is paying school fees for these children. Free SHS policy is only one thing. The bill that they used to give you at a Suchare to go and give to your parents, and then you would get money.
I went to Tema Secondary School, not Asuchari.
No, well, you take it to Asuchari.
Okay.
Junction. That they'll give it to Tema Secondary School at Tema, and then you take it to Asuchari. That bill is what comes to government, and government pays for you.
Yes.
Now, that is not the reason why we don't have so much food in school. That is not the reason why we have 40 children in the class when it should be 30. When I was in Ukwapaman school, in some classrooms, you have the desk coming all the way to the blackboard. We didn't have free SHS. In some classrooms, when I was in Ukwapaman school, in some dormitories, we're sleeping on the beds in twos. We didn't have free SHS. Free SHS simply says that the fees that you're going to pay, for which reason over 100,000 of our children could not pay, government will pay for you. Go to school. As a result of that, the numbers tripled.
They said you should wait until you fix your.
So whose child should wait? Whose child should wait?
You do.
That is why in the 8 years. That is why in the 8 years of the NDC in office, they churned out close to about 1 million left on the streets. Now this 1 million, you said they should wait, and then you left them. At what point were you going to bring them back to the classroom?
Until you finish building the email.
Now, since we started free SHS, in spite of these challenges, hasn't these children gone to school and come out? In fact, the best performance in WASI has come as under free SHS. Fact. We have less endowed schools, little known schools, performing extraordinarily under free SHS as National Science and Maths quiz. My beloved McGee's at Manfi, okay? My beloved McGee's at Manfi, under free SHS are winning global robotics competitions. What are you talking about? So you see, the choice is clear. A government that says that let's churn out 100,000 to stay at home so that we build the classroom small. And the government that says, in spite of challenges, let's shoulder these challenges and get everybody through school. Make a choice. And the Ghanaian people will stand by that government that says everybody should go to school.
Thank you so much. Dennis Miracles Apuaji, Director Communication, DMB Campaign. Thank you for joining us.
We finished?
Yeah, we are done.
Why?
You haven't paid for the rest of the airtime. This is where the news ends. No. Dennis Miracle Apuaji wants to pay me tabletop so that will extend time. Why?
Yeah, but
go and see
Omani. They can't play music.
Go and see Omani Mensa.
They can't play. My chairman.
Go and see Omani
Mensa. Chairman.
He's our business development
manager. So here the BDM. But if I go as chairman.
Hey, don't talk about this in public. My name is Umaru Sandamado. This has been Eyewitness News. I did this with Akosia Ochi. Production by Kobina Wilson and Sami Wiate. Technical production by Daniel Squashi and Thomas Obinda Akun. Yumon also helped us with the new media side of things. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Let me just say, there would be community forum tonight at 8 p.m. hosted by Philip Nilati on Channel 1 Television, and also the Situation Room at 3 p.m. tomorrow on 97.3 City FM. Bernard Avle and Vivian Kailoko. Sometimes too you'll hear my voice. Sometimes you hear Sami Wiafe's voice, Fred Jabano's voice. We'll bring you everything you need to know. This is the Election Bureau. And of course, tonight at 10 p.m., the ballot box was with Chris Esima, where you can call into the show and vent about everything that you've been listening to all day in terms of the election. If you're happy with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, call Chris and tell him at 10 p.m. If you're happy with John Mahama, call Chris at 10 p.m. and tell him. I'm out like that. Good night.